Okay, so today we'll be making a bracelet. First, what you're going to do is get 2 lengths of string. These will be pre-cut. I will hand them out to you. I have white and cream. These are both 1 length of string that loops at the end and the same length. Second, you're going to take a heavy object, and I'm going to use this, but what we have in class might not look like this, so we're just going to have to adapt. You will take your loop and place it over your stick, whatever that may look like. Then take your finger and go between, pinching with your fingers to hold it in place as you separate the 2 threads by running your hand along one side, kind of like how you would with hair if you were going to braid some hair. Then you will tie a simple knot, just like this. It's one that all of you should know. And then we are going to double knot. This will make sure that our bracelet stays nice and firm, because this part will be the part that we use to attach to our wrists, just like this one here. Next, what we're going to do is take our white and our cream. We're going to separate them. So the white is with the white and the cream is with the cream. And then it's very simple from there. It is just a series of simple knots. And you don't need to pull very hard. All you need to do is make sure that the knots are flush with the one that came before it. Otherwise, you have strange gapping that you can't fix once you've made your bracelet. And see what's happening here? We're getting a twist, which isn't a bother right now, but if I keep going, my twist makes it harder and harder for me to tie this knot. So we're gonna have to fix this twist. And it's really easy fix, okay? If we're twisting that way, that means we have to let the twist happen and twist the opposite way. See, now they're loose. So when I don't touch them, they are separate and they don't cross in front of me. And then just keep tying your knots, one after another, over and over, making sure that when we tie our knots, we have to pull the string all the way through before we tighten. And then just keep going until you are at a satisfactory length. Okay. And I think this is a pretty good length, but I'm not certain. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it. So you see what I just did? I just stretched it. And that can be done really easily just by pulling on your thread. Then you'll take your stick, whatever that looks like, out, slip your bracelet off, and test it around your wrist. You will use your thumb to press one end, wrap your fingers, and bring the other end close. See how the tip of my strings touches almost the tip of my circle? That means that my bracelet is pretty perfect. It's pretty spot on to my wrist. And everyone's wrist will be a little different. So it's important to test how long your bracelet is periodically throughout your making of it. Because if you make it too long, then that's a really, really hard thing to undo. Not impossible, but pretty hard. So we will re-thread it along our stick, place it back, tighten that last knot really good. Once it's really good and tight, we'll take one end and do a different kind of knot. This is a single string knot, also called a loop knot. We'll take it, use one finger, wrap it around our finger, pinch it so we have a circle, take our finger out, switch our pinch, pull our string over the top and through our loop, and then we don't pull because that'll make our loop way down here and we don't want that. We're going to pinch very lightly on our cross of our loop knot and pull this string. And you can, see how this is a pretty long string? I could gently pull this down, but I'm not going to. I think I'll leave mine with some longer strings. So I'm just going to pinch and pull gently. And now I have my knot. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. But this time, I want these knots to be the same distance down the string. So I'm going to line them up so that you can see where they touch. And it touches about here. So I'm going to pinch here. And I'm going to make my loop knot right there. So I'm going to do what I did before. Loop around my finger, pinch there, switch hands, over the top, and through the bunny loop. Pinch gently and pull. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Do you know why? That's because I pulled down instead of just pinching. I got too eager. And if that happens, that's okay, because they don't need to be perfect. You just need to have some string. And I don't expect them to be perfectly even. We are going to double knot these to make sure they don't come undone. But as long as we have roughly the same length of string, that's what we want. And while you're knotting your loop here, you can actually watch because you have a dot made by the last knot you made. So just go slowly, make your loop, pull it through, and watch your dot to make sure that it is right on top of your cross. Pull those tightly, and then you will take your scissors and you will cut your fringe. And my scissors are a little dull, so they don't work very well. But that's okay. And now you have your fringe ties. You can now take it off of our little loom there, and now you have your bracelet, which you can either tie on yourself or have a friend help you tie it on. I I'll tie mine on myself. All right, and that is how you make a bracelet like that. Very simple knotted bracelet.